Hello and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par, and I will be playing Seablock today. In the previous episode, we set up production of the gardens over here. You can see it's working. Awesome, and we have a couple of plant life samples here. That's really good. So we set this part up, and another thing we did, we kinda came up with the layout for this part of the block that's supposed to be working, I guess. It should work. It should work, mostly. Probably. We'll see. Let's see, it should be working fine. So, what I want to do, I want to upgrade the base. Like, I want to upgrade the mods used in the base. And this might be a bit tricky to achieve because I have a lot of shortages of the materials. And I don't want to have these shortages. So, to do that, I'll basically stop research for a while, and I will not be researching anything in order to prepare for updates of the mods. And there are a couple of things that are changing. One change is basically like the whole mall will have to be, well, not exactly designed. I will need to recopy the recipes from the machines into the chests for, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 machines recipes here, which is, it's relatively straightforward, right? We'll be just looking at stuff that is red and making sure that everything is fine over there. So that's not the problem. Let's take a look. Right. The problem is these lines. Because I believe in the patch notes, in the breaking changes, it says that we can no longer use chemical plant in order to have, like, for this process, right, to liquefy slag into slag slurry. It's not possible anymore. And that's really bad, because what that means that at that moment, when I update the mods, I will have this part of the base to stop producing base ores. And I am not sure whether we'll have a similar issue here, because like these ones, I wouldn't be surprised if we also need to set up like have liquefiers here. And that might be, I mean, it might take a while to set this up correctly, to make it work properly. Yeah, what is that? Let's take a look at liquefiers. We have liquefier 1, 6 pieces. Are we making it anywhere? I'm assuming we are making those. But you know what? Let's make even more liquefiers, because we know that we will actually need to use them. What is it? Right, first of all, let's make this recipe. Liquefier. So we have this one. This one is easily built. This one is also pretty straightforward. We actually can have the fastest liquefier. That's good. That is good. Let's build it. Let's build all of them. So we started producing liquefiers. I am okay. 15 is okay. 15. I don't like 15 here. Say 5. And I don't think. I mean, red circuits, we have lots of them, so maybe I shouldn't do this kind of minor optimizations here. But for this part, do I have reinforced concrete bricks? They are getting delivered, so I'm assuming we do have them somewhere. We don't have a lot of them, though. only 16 have been delivered. And where am I delivering them from? So we're interested in reinforced concrete brick, right? This one. Okay, so we have lots of bricks actually. Nice. So now this part should be able to produce a lot of liquefiers. I actually want to remove this limit of like up to 5 liquefiers because we'll need a lot of them. So let's prepare for that. Next, these researches are done. Do we need to research anything else? I mean, research on oil price wouldn't be that bad, but it's a little bit earlier now for that. What else can we do meanwhile when the base is not researching anything? We are waiting for these spots to be properly built, right? Crystallizer 2. We need 26 crystallizers. Let's, okay, actually, while that's happening, why don't I paste this blueprint here? Like this, right? Okay, a ghost is in the way. What's the problem? Crystallizer 2, and here... we are using regular crystallizers, right? Okay, so that's an issue. We want to upgrade those. How do we do it? I guess this one would do the trick. Let's do it. I want to apply upgrade planner. This one. Save blueprint. Let's take another look. Okay, it worked. And this one seems to have worked. This one, nice. Fast stack inserter in the way. What's the issue here? Okay, that's a little bit surprising actually. Something. What is the insert? Can you even see that inserter? It is in the way. Fast stack insert. It's a regular inserters. Interesting. Should I really spend time and try to find the difference here? Oh, I see. It's this one. Okay, that's okay. That is big electric pole 2 is in the way. Medium electric pole. And where are big electric poles? Wait, how is it even possible? How are we having this problem? Big electric pole 2. This is electric pole 2. And this thing has the electric poles. Big electric poles. Okay, let's take another look. I really want to understand what is wrong here. Oh, I see. This looks strange. Oh. Okay. It got placed! Yay! Awesome. So we found a couple of issues, fixed them, and now these blocks should start working, hopefully, and we should get even more base ores. Well, at least that's the idea. That is the idea. The problem here, though, is that looks like we're missing a couple of connections. Oh no, and I cannot connect them. Okay. Yeah, there was a change, like something changed. Something changed in a way that transformers connect to, no, to stuff. Actually, be better to disable the connections over there. Okay, it's not here, not here. I'm assuming it's here in this case. Right. Okay, let's wait and see what happens. The robots are not complaining. That is good. It is really good that they're not complaining. So, now, you know what? I don't have to wait for the thing to, like, to actually upgrade the mods before I start preparing, right? I can just start placing liquefiers here. Let's say that we want to have this liquefier here. I don't want to use the fastest one because there is really kind of no point, but the speed of this machine is 1.75, so let's ensure that you're using a liquefier that is at least this fast. 1.75, it's basically this one, right? You can use the red one, and it should be okay. Replace this one and have like fast inserter or something. Inserting stuff over there. I just want to wait for this thing to get built properly, and after that I'll copy this part and it should be working fine. Well, where is my inserter? Here it is. It's coming. Good. It's the inserter. We are dropping stuff there. We are taking stuff from here. That's basically how we want it to work, right? And now that we did that, we can update this part of the base. Alright, what? Right. This thing is not ideal. It's not exactly how I expected it to go, to be honest, but it's okay. I can move this down by a bit and copy this thing again. Nice. So if you do it like this, it should just work. This part, I think also needs to be a liquefier. Right, let's delete it. Let's copy liquefier here. And we could do something like this. Might be easier. Okay, why do we have this thing? I do not want this storage chest here. Do we have it over there? No, we don't have. Just there. Nice. So now this part of the base should work fine. And yeah, we might not actually have enough slack reaching this part, but it's okay. This recipe needs to work with crushed stone. Okay, good. So I would say this part is done. We'll prepare for copying all of this. We will copy all of that. We don't need this too. We can kind of delete all of this. We can delete this part. We can delete this part. Let's try to copy it now. So if I take this part of the build and just try to paste it down, it's gonna work? Yep, it works. Nice. So we upgraded this city block, this line, and we need to upgrade 6 more. But upgrades of the remaining 6 will be really straightforward. Really simple stuff. I'll just delete this whole line. We need to delete this 3. We need to delete this one. We are deleting this one, and this whole thing. Okay, nice. We're pasting it here. Oh, right. Could I forget? How could I forget about that? Okay, let's do it here. Here. Nice. So we did 2 out of 6. While we are doing that, let's do something about the swamps, because we might have problems with them in the future, and it's better to prepare earlier to, you know, clear the area from them. This part. So all of this can also be removed, and it is time to landfill more areas. Nice. So now delete this part. We'll delete. Oh. No way. Okay, that's I mean, I should have expected it, to be honest. I should have expected it. Now, let's delete this part and do the same thing here. Here. We can delete this plus this two, and this whole line. And we need to remove this two. Well, these two things. Nice. So now, we go here, we can copy this part of the base of this build. Okay, we already updated it. Good. This one updated. Updated. Nice. And let's do the same thing here. Okay, nice. What we are missing a couple of wires. Wires, and we connected everything. Nice, so we upgraded this part of the build. At least it seems so. Let's finish up the upgrade with this piece. Okay, let's try. 1, nice, 2, 3, awesome. So the question is, what should we do after this, right? Now that we have this part of the base getting updated, do we want to look at geodes or not? And the thing is, I don't particularly want to look at that part unless I know for sure that liquefiers are needed somewhere there. I suspect that these pieces might have to be updated to liquefiers. But with this kind of build, it shouldn't be that hard to perform the update. Right? Because it will be like shifted by one, but we still have loader, so we could just, you know, kind of change the spot a little bit so that it uses, so that the loader side like one tile higher. No, this part will cause us some issues, so we gotta prevent that. Yeah, I think this is looking good. It's looking good. This part is already running. Check this out. It's updated, and all three copies are working. This is also working. All three copies. It's nice. This one's also working. Awesome. So it's looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Even this part is working. Okay-ish. Now that we've done that, and we stopped the research, like this stuff is going up. Like the demand is almost out of range. Well, not exactly, but we are short on, like, we are missing a couple of ores, but it it should be fine, I think. Let's see. This part is working. This one is working. We have too much bytes. It's good. This one is working. This one is not working yet. We have issues with electricity. Let's fix it. Okay, now should be fine, right? Okay, so as of this moment, what do we have? We have updated the spot so that it's ready for new versions of the mods. We have not updated one. Okay, it's like 4, 5, 6. So we need to update 18 blocks with geodes and potentially 2 blocks with hybrid catalysts. So it could take us, like, we could need to update 20 blocks. That's gonna be lots of work. Yeah. While that's happening, let's take a look at the fish. Do we need to buffer it or not? Doesn't seem... So it doesn't look like we actually need to buffer the fish. We are delivering it using the chests. There is like a tiny problem that we have. The problem is that we don't really have any use for this, what's this, glass bottle, glass container, whatever thingy. And it's not a barrel, so we will not be able to use it, unfortunately. But this part is just waiting, right? This will be our lubricant and base mineral oil. We could set up the farming part next, while we are waiting for our mole to stabilize, right? Because we want robots to start, to stop, like, flying all over the place here. Kinda want our base to stall. Kinda. It will not actually happen because we are still producing the sign, so trying to, we are short on copper. So it might actually take a while for us to, like, fully recover, but at the very least I want like, this huge shortage of copper and titanium to be gone, right? I don't want it. I don't want this shortage. I have a lot of other crushed ores. Like, this is good. Another thing that we could also do, we could build, well, like, make ore refineries. Let's actually do that. Because we are not really short on materials at this point, right? Do we have our refineries? Oh, we don't have a research. We do not have a research for that. This one. And potentially this one, yeah. This also has a battery. Oh, with black circuits. Okay, this is gonna take a while. This might be useful. This might be useful for us. Okay. Let's see. Productivity models. We cannot really do anything there. The question I have is whether I should build fuel oil block here, and then whether I should replace this one. I have naphtha from synthesis gas. And the answer is no, it's too early for that. because why it's too early. So we have base mineral oil here. But our replacement base mineral oil, this block, is not ready yet because we are waiting on the science, on bioscience. And until it's ready, we cannot really replace this block. And since we cannot remove this block and replace it, there is no point in setting up these two things. Anyway. Okay, so now that we figured this out, this doesn't need to happen. What needs to happen, probably we might want to continue the expansion. This could be useful. Oh wow. Interesting. Okay, let's see. What else can we do? Can we place this thing here? Yeah. I feel that is the way. And we probably need to do something about this part. Okay. So we are doing something. That's good. We are expanding. Expanding and in the area from worms. What happened? Okay, that's unfortunate. Kinda expected. Almost. Right, this part. This could be moved here. And I don't want to place, like, to create any tasks for this part, because we just, we need to deal with the spiders and robots to cross this area, to fly over this area. Already, like, what we are doing here is already a little bit too close to my liking, but yeah, it's fine. It's okay. If we do it like this, we might be able to find turrets a little bit easier, maybe. Do we have any leftover turrets? I don't really see them. Okay, but what we are definitely missing, we are missing this rubber port, and we are missing, I believe, a rubber port somewhere there. Here, right? And I think copy here. Isn't here. No, not rubber port, radar. What am I talking about? What am I saying? Nice, let's see. So, this area is cleared from the biters, from the worms. We have puffers. Maybe we should look into puffers. I mean, there are many things that we could learn and figure out what to do. Like, how to go about producing some of the things. Because as it stands now, the base is not quite... I mean, we have this productivity models block, like this block, that is not really finished. I mean, it's not really started to stick. It's not even started. We don't even have full block cleared. But the problem is that I figured out what to do with raw crystal splinters, right? But we need to also figure out what to do with raw crystal shards and probably with this one. So we need splinter, shard, and crystal, right? Let's say we want splinter, and we can cut it into like 3 colors. Okay, but the important part is that we need to produce them, and there are only 2 ways to produce them, right? There is this way, that 50 to 0.4, and this one. It's like 50 to 1. So this is 2 times better, and since we're kind of short on polluted shellfish water, I would honestly prefer to use this recipe. So we need this one, right? Another thing that we need raw crystal shard. We probably want to use this one with enhancer, right? And we want another thing. We want raw crystal itself. Where is raw crystal? Okay, raw crystal. You can produce it from biters and meat. Raw crystal shard, raw crystal splinter. You know what? Maybe fishing was a bad call. Maybe fishing is actually a bad way of dealing with this, because the problem with fishing is that we don't have enough water, and it doesn't answer the question of what to do with raw crystals, like not with shards and splinters, but with large ones. And this one, when we are doing stuff with animals, crystal, right? We have small biters though, good. We can have this is small, right? That is medium. Okay, medium biters though, and we could have big biters though, right? And these 3 should actually give us, I don't know, some amounts of crystals. And the only thing that they require some nutrient pulp, which we have a lot of, right? We know that we have lots of nutrient pulp from the farming, so we can just export it somewhere. And we also have a little bit of excess from fishing, but we'll send it over to the nearby farm, so that's fine. Well, it's not exactly the problem, but this produce small biter and they take small biter. What is that? Crystal. Let's say this one. We can produce it. Okay. Big biter. I feel like it's this recipe, right? Why is it looking like this? Administration? No, not administration. References? Factorio number format. I don't understand why it's showing me numbers. What if I say 10? Will it be better? Okay, yeah, it's better. Look at this. Look at this. So we are consuming biters here, and we are consuming meat. So the pulp, it's straightforward, right? We know how to produce it. We need a lot of pulp, by the way. The meat part. We need raw meat, like normal meat. And we need the good thingy. And we already produced it from bacteria. So I would assume that we need a lot of bacteria production. Let's try to go with the same process we had. So this is irrelevant, it's thermal water. This thing. 400. We are, like, our fission is not at this scale. It's not on this scale. I don't think we can, unless we set up another process with the purpose of producing artificial fish water, right? So this thing that we're using, it actually grows Seablock fish. This one grows Dorflord fish, and this one is consuming raw meat and producing small amounts of nutrient pulp. No, it's consuming. They actually look very, very similar to each other, except for this one. It doesn't need algae. But it also is not producing this much fish. So, in a way, this process is the best for production of artificial fish water. 60 seconds, and the time is the same. Right, so this process is the best because it doesn't generate more fish. But we also have another process, this one, that is actually reducing, kind of consuming the fish. So in theory, we could just have like some cycles with Factorio fish that is basically consuming the fish and nutrient pulp. So yeah, this thing will need to have nutrient pulp. But we will be able to produce a lot of polluted artificial fish water if we wanted to, right? If we were to go this route. Because the alternative for the bacteria is to get machetada. Which might be a pretty good option. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. It's okay. It is okay. We have different options to choose from. Now, so we get this thing from bacteria. We'll have to scale bacteria. We need to produce lots of it, right? Okay, actually, we have to figure out first how much we need for model production, but let's do it later. For now, let's focus on this part. We need raw meat, and oh, look at this. We can produce raw meat from fish. I like it. Okay, puffers, I don't like that yet. Biters, don't like this yet. We can have fish giving us meat and using it to produce bacteria at the same time. Interesting. This is really interesting. Okay, let's say let's say we are producing this from here. So we have some excess of the fish. And let's say we also want to produce the meat from the same fish. And then we have huge shortage. Okay, what if we use this with levac fish? We have a lot of levac fish being produced, and look at this. It's almost enough. Like, levac fish is almost enough to supply this kind of chain. Oh, I kind of feel that we might need to redo the fishing, but it requires 320. It's probably not the best way of doing that. 320 is a lot. But the ratios almost match, right? The ratios almost match. We can we get a little bit more fish? That's the question. Or not really. What other kinds of fishes do we have? So this one gives 5 to 10. So it's, yeah, it's from 5 to 10, 5 to 10. Oh, we can produce polluted artificial fish water from just raw meat. Okay. So we are going with this approach, with raw meat, and it's not, well, it is a lot, right? Instead of 122, we need, instead of 22, we need 122. But the thing is that we can produce this raw meat from puffers or from biters. And considering that this part, like, we'll need biter production anyway, right? We're talking about like 10 biters. If we were to generate this stuff from biters, from small biter queen. I don't understand the difference, like what exactly queen does. Let's say we'll do it from this. We need 122 biters, it's like 1 to 1. It's 10 times more than this amount. Okay, and what would it take to generate this many biters? Small biter zoo, small biter breeding. Okay, I'm confused. From X, we can generate biters. It's almost 1 to 1. And we can generate X using queens. Or, okay, this thing is consuming biters. That's the process that we had here, right? But this one, it consumes the queens, it gives the X, and this one takes the X. Oh. 4,000. Wow. You know, maybe fishing was not such a bad option. Maybe fishing is not such a bad option. Okay, the point, we need to also look into puffers. So there are 3 ways for getting the meat, right? this one. And we need a way of getting meat either way. Yeah, we need to get some meat either way. Actually, I really like the process with levac fish. I really like it. And we have it kind of built. We could scale it a little bit more. And we could just export. Well, I don't want to export the fish, right? Because that one will also be kind of self-contained. I really like this build because it's supposed to be like almost self-contained, except for like small tickle of pulp that we can do something about at some point. Alright, let's take a look. What's happening with them all? Looks like we're making robots. And almost nothing else is happening with the base. We are still short on Cretinium, we're still short on copper, still short on all of these things. Which is kind of understandable because the science... I don't even know how the science is called. It's called Atomic Manipulator. This one. We are kind of producing it. The speed is not great. Let me tell you that. The speed is not great, but it's happening. It's working once in a while. Once we get some copper. Okay, this part should be safely removed, I think. Okay. So we still haven't looked at buffers. I might take a look at buffers next, and maybe we need even more slurry production or production like over here. I'm not sure whether it's time to expand it, because these things just barely started working and the buffers are not really filled yet. So we could have... it might happen that we see a significant improvement in what's going on here, because our main issue is actually with these two ores. And it might be enough, like what we built might actually be enough to satisfy like our current blue science demands. Right, another thing I wanted to check. I want to check whether we managed to generate some gardens. Nice, we did do that. So, what I want to do with these gardens are extras, right? Just some stuff that we know is extra. It doesn't really, you know, help us do anything. So we could take all of it and convert, well, and just place it into the chest, so that it's used by some other processes, right? That's the idea. Okay, this one. Placing stuff there, taking it from there. Placing stuff there, taken from there, I think. Right? And here. I know. This way. Yes. And we want this thing to be placed here. So I believe that with this process we should speed up generation of what's the name of this plant life samples, and because we are supposed to have like 6 per one farm, and this, it's not exactly what we had in mind, but initially, But it's better than nothing, right? It should still speed up the whole process. It will allow the plant samples to be like shared between 3 types of gardens, but it's fine because all of these types of gardens, well, we have a reserve of them, right? Because we have like 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Don't really have anything here, which is a bit strange. A bit surprising, actually. Why did that happen? But we have enough plant life samples for one more iteration, so it's probably not that bad. Yeah. And this one is also working, so this is not quite close to exporting stuff into this chest. Right, so let's see how it's gonna work. We really need to get a lot of the gardens so that we can scale this production further up and maybe copy it over here and maybe, I don't know, copy it here again. We'll see. But the point is that we really need the stuff in order to research technologies needed for fishing. And actually, puffers. And we also need the stuff for puffers. And if we want to breed biters, we also need them for biters, and we need a lot of that. Wow. Okay, that's good to know, I guess. A bit unfortunate that I set it up only now. On the other hand, we kind of needed fission for the alien bacteria, right? Without the bacteria, we wouldn't be able to do anything. And how? What is the problem here? Oh. Really? Right. It's so strange. Let's say we are not requesting from buffer chests. What? Very interesting. Okay, so the problem is that if I request barrels, things will be bad. Because we are producing barrels here, right? No, where are we producing them? We are producing barrels somewhere. Maybe we are producing them here. I thought we are producing barrels for something, but I cannot see it yet. And the problem is that we might have like infinite loop of barrels being sent over and over. Maybe I'm producing them here. Right, I'm producing barrels here. Look at that. So this is like a provider chest, and over there we have a requester. What if I make it a buffer chest? But then it wouldn't really work, right? Because I don't want. Okay, it's a bit strange what we are doing. Let's disable the, well. Let's set this thing directly here, because what do we need barrels for? It's a good question, actually. We need barrels. We need barrels for like barreling stuff, obviously. But we also need, okay, we need them for cliff explosives and blasting charges. For blasting charges, we can just place them here. Well, place them there, I guess. And for cliff explosives, for this thing, you know, let's request from buffer chests. Yeah, let's allow to do that. And let's make this part a buffer chest. It's not the greatest thing we've ever done, but I feel it's okay. I feel it is okay. I'd also say that, okay, let's just get all of that stuff. Working, yeah. The stuff is getting delivered. That's good. So all of this kind of the problem here with barrels is that I'm building them in the mall, and our barreling station, which is here, it also is building them. However, we are not relying on this provider chests to give us barrels, right? But we want all excess barrels to come here. And that's why I basically changed this production to be buffer chest, to be kind of similar to what we have over there. Strictly speaking, it's not even needed. Like, honestly, this thing is not even needed. But it might help a little bit with... I know what to make it work like this. It might help a little bit with this, just because I didn't say that we'll be requesting from buffer chests. I don't want to set this request like in too many requested chests. I don't want too many requested chests to allow to take items from buffer chests, because otherwise it's like really hard to think about what's going on. So this basic assembler will be taking barrels from this one. However, we still have this assembler. Oh, okay, not this one. This one's, right? And this one's we will allow to use buffer chests, but I believe the priority for them is the lowest, so they will request stuff from buffer chests only if like regular storage, well, active provider storage and passive provider chests don't have the stuff. That's the idea. And these things should be sent over here, and they will be delivered to the barreling station via trains, right? So we'll just drop them off here, and then the trains will pick them up and deliver them wherever it needs to go. Okay. What's happening with power? What? We don't have power? What is going on? We don't have enough accumulators. Oh wait, just the turbines? No way. I think we're missing something. We're missing a connection. And here we have a connection. Oh. Interesting. What is the upgrade planner? Let's upgrade all of this. Okay, this is really kind of strange. What's happening there? So we want all of these things to be connected in a single network. Okay. So this part is working. We're waiting for plant samples. They'll be generated. Everything's looking good. Everything is looking good. We are missing... We're missing technology to play with biters, puffers, and fish. However, what we can do, so that means that we cannot really progress on the models yet. However, we can scale. We can switch to mods. We'll be switching to the mods maybe in the next... I'm not sure. We are really short on copper, and I don't want to be short on copper when redesigning the base. So... Okay, I'm not gonna switch mod versions. I'm not gonna upgrade mod versions in the next episode. We'll wait a little bit longer to not have such a shortage of cretinium and copper in particular. I want our copper amounts to be a little bit healthier before we break the whole base. And after that we'll update the mods and we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, we could actually... Nuclear? Can we work on nuclear? Well, kinda. We could, in theory, start working on this part. But I don't know. I don't know whether we should. Maybe it's okay. Well, let's start researching. No. Let's not do that. So the issue here is that we will still be producing all of this blue science. So the fact that we are stopping research doesn't really help us because we can, like, our research speed is significantly higher than our production of science. So unless I stop production of the science and like lower the limits to something like I don't know, like 100 or 1000 of blue science, it wouldn't really help, right? But it's okay. It's okay. Let's take a break here. So in this episode, what did we do? We upgraded this builds. We looked and learned about biters and fish. Well, not fishing, but like biters. And we've been trying to figure out how to get this raw crystal splinter shots and like normal ones. And we are in general preparing for updating to next version of Seablock. We are not quite there yet. We are not quite ready to do that, to download new versions of the mods, but we are getting closer to it. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers!